Now, you'll notice that she might be quite active today, which is a good thing. You never can tell, but because it's a little bit cooler and there's a bit of wind around, not getting hit by leaves, you often find the cats can be a little bit more active. So we're hoping to get some good pull activity out of her. So I think Chase is going to try for a jump. We'll see how she goes. Don't know if she's going to do that just yet. No. She's slowed down a little bit. The water is actually warmed as well. Like it's, I reckon 24 degrees, I think it is. So it stays at that pretty much all year round. So it's a nice temperature. So even though the cats do like water, obviously, middle of winter, they're not going to go in if it's freezing cold. Now, tigers are one of the few big cats that actually enjoy the water. There are a few smaller cats that will go in water. There's a fishing cat, and sometimes ocelots have been known to go in, but the large cats, it's mostly just tigers and jaguars. And quite often here at the zoo, the tigers will just go in the water to cool off, especially in the middle of summer. So all their enclosures out the back have pools, so it gives them an opportunity to use them to cool down. And quite often they will just go and sit in the shade. I think Shay's going to try a different toy. I just think she's decided that that toy is not really what she wants to play with. She wants to play with Chay instead. Sometimes they do that. And occasionally we will take hits from them and we'll run into the pool and they'll jump in on top of us. When they're a big animal like this, when they're fully grown, like Mika here, she's almost 5 years of age, you do have to be a bit more careful when you're taking hits because they're very strong and very powerful. But as long as they're in the right frame of mind, it's all about having fun. So he's brought out a different toy now. This is a piece of fire hose with a little stuffed toy on the end. So this might get her attention maybe. She's a funny cat. She loves to play, but quite often you have to have the right toy, and it can be different each time you play. So a toy that might work one day might not work the next. Looks like it's already lost a little bit of stuffing. And no, not going to go in after that. So Mika here, as I say, is 5 years of age. She's got a brother and a sister. They were out just before. They'll probably come out a bit later, or we may even take her off and bring another cat out. I'm not sure what their plans are at this stage, but we do have 10 tigers here at the zoo. Now, if you're wondering where they all are, out the back we have 8 enclosures, so that provides us with a lot of different areas for the cats to hang out in. We move them around a few times throughout the day. We also walk the cats. We try and get them out usually every second day they all get a walk. Sometimes they may get a walk every day. It just depends how many people are on the day. But we have hundreds of acres out the back that we can utilise for those walks. Okay, now it's got a third toy, Lucky. This is a plastic bag on the end of a stick. Sometimes the simple toys can be the most effective. But she's showing half interest. She's showing that she wants to play, but she doesn't particularly want to play with the toys that Chay's bringing out at the moment. She's looking at that one now, so who knows? She may decide to go in after it. Now, this enclosure is quite unique in terms of the fact that we do have that underwater viewing along the front there. So hopefully you'll get to utilise that when she goes in. We do actually have a cat here who will sometimes dive under the water for objects. She has been known to hold her breath for up to 30 seconds, which is pretty amazing considering that she's taught herself to do that. Chay's just going to see what else he's got out there. He's got a few different things out there. We have got some really cool toys out there, but we don't bring them out that often because sometimes they can be quite difficult to get off them. Oh, now he's got a throw toy. Now this is a box with a plastic bag around it. So you can see she's a little bit interested in this one. So we might get a jump. Yep, here we go. Oh, there we go. A round of applause. Well done, Chay. He's got her in the water. I don't think that toy's going to last very long. As you can see, she's already smashed it. It's only a cardboard box. Now they're very good swimmers. They have very large paws on their front paws, and they have skin in between the pads of their toes, so it acts like webbing. So that enables them to really power themselves through the water, and they can swim quite quickly. In the wild, they have been known to, well, there have been recorded cases of them using water to catch prey. Here we go, big jump. Oh, there we go. We're all over it now. I think once she's in the water, she's decided, oh yeah, this is actually quite good fun. Who knows, you might even jump on Che, that'll be fun. Get your cameras ready. It's a good YouTube video. We're always looking for new ones. Here we go. She's showing interest in this little stuffed toy, although when I say stuffed, it's probably not really stuffed anymore. Most of the stuffing's come out of it. There we go, big jump! Oh, right out the window, look at that. She almost splashed the people in the front. That's awesome. So one of the things we do have to be careful of, obviously, is that we don't want her to eat any of that toy. And with some of the things that we play with, there is a risk that they will do that. So we'll let them have it for a little bit sometimes, and then we'll take it off them. So we have to be able to get it off them easily. Now sometimes they get very possessive over the toys, and you may see that today, although Mika's been really good so far. But when she finds a toy that she really, really likes and doesn't want to give up, she will get quite possessive of it. And that's when we have to be a little bit more forceful. We'll have a forceful voice. We'll sometimes tap the toy a few times with our hand. We'll even got a cane here that we can use to tap the toy with, and that often is enough to let her, make her let it go. Thing is we don't want to get it too possessive over. Here we go, jump off the side. No, maybe not. No, not really.
That's okay.
I think she's decided that it's better if Che goes in and gets it. And she doesn't have to get her feet wet. And you can see her shaking her front feet. Even though she's been in the water, they just don't like getting those front feet wet. And quite often what they will do is if they are going into the water to cool off, they'll always walk in backwards, so they keep their front feet out as long as they can. Eventually they will go in the water, but they're incredibly sensitive, as you can see. She doesn't like water on them. We'll see if we can get her in the water again. She's pretty keen on this toy. Now occasionally we will have all three playing out here as well, but we find if we just have one at a time, it's also an opportunity to focus. So there we go.
Oh.
Focus our play session just on one cat. We find also too that one of her sister, Sunita, doesn't often play if she's out here with her brother and sister. She'll just sit back and watch. She doesn't want to be competitive. Whereas if you come out here with her by herself, she's more than happy to run around and play with toys. The other thing too is we're finding that as they get older, they're not playing quite as much, which is why we don't do these play sessions every single day. And I know some people have been to the zoo before and maybe not seen a play session, or maybe they have. We do training with our cats or conditioning with our cats as well, so that's always good to watch. But we find that with the play sessions, as they get older, they tend to not want to play as often. So we try and only do it a few days a week. When they're cubs, when they're little, they'll play every day. Just like puppies or kittens, they just want to play. So you can come out here with a stick and a bag on the end of it, and they'll play for hours. Whereas as they get older, as you can see, you have to be a little bit more imaginative. You have to try different types of toys, try all sorts of different things, and eventually, you know, they will play. But it does take a little bit more of an effort when they're a bit older. So Che's a little bit cold. We don't feel sorry for him. He's out here playing with a tiger. How many people get to do that? Here we go. We'll see if we can get another jump. And then what I'll do is I might get Elise to start taking the ropes down shortly. And then we'll let you come up close to the window. So we'll just see how we go here. We might get another jump from her. She's kind of looking interested. She's almost thinking that maybe if I wait long enough, we might bring in a different toy. But she is kind of interested in this toy. Oh, he's going to try something else. So she's just wandered up the top there. Now, as I said before, we do some training and conditioning with the tigers, and we do that quite regularly as well. It's an opportunity for us to give them a good check over. We use milk as a tool. It's a really good tool because they love it. We only use about 200 to 300 mils. Now, cats can be lactose intolerant, but if you only give them a small amount, it's not going to really have much effect on them at all. but it's an opportunity for us to showcase behaviours for you guys as well. So we do that periodically as well. It just depends on when you're up here. We don't have any set times to do that. We've already done it once this morning, and sometimes we'll do it for our demonstration in the afternoon as well. Now she's just waiting patiently at the door. She knows he's out there. She's just wanting to find out what he's going to come out with. Here he comes. Oh, he's got another throw toy. Ooh, this looks interesting. So this is a plastic container wrapped with a bag. Now the reason we put a bag over it just makes it a little bit more interesting than a plain old plastic container. It's got a rope on it, so it'll make it a bit easier to get it off her if we need to. She knows that if she goes in front of him, she can cut him off though. So she's quite clever, see that? Oh, big jump! Wow, brilliant jump. Give her a round of applause, guys. That's awesome. All right, what we'll do is we're going to let Elsie take the ropes down. Sorry, Elise. So she's going to get the ropes down for you guys. So we're going to invite you up so you can get up close to the windows. We're going to continue to play for a bit longer. Do pop down and see Elise, okay? She's going to be down on the right-hand side of the pool. She does have all those items down there. Remember, every single cent goes to helping save tigers in the wild. Something that we are very, very passionate about here at the zoo. Another big jump. Oh, look at that. So make your way down, see Elise, even if you just want to ask her a question about the tigers and what we do here. So thanks for coming along today, guys. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon here at Australia Zoo.